Good evening and welcome to Willey's Firewood on Wednesday. And we are finally back home from the concrete jungle. Haha. I'll tell you right now, if I look tired, it's because I am, because New York was a lot of walking and a whole lot of not much sleep. Because I'll tell you right now, sharing a hotel room with the two boys and the wife, holy smokes. That was a lot. Richard was up at about 4:30 every morning wanting to know when breakfast was. When can we go down for breakfast? So I'm glad to be home. I am very glad to be home. We are going to be busy, so it's good to be back. We've got 4 days of rain coming again. 2 thumbs up on that. So let's see who we've got in here tonight. We've got Rusty Garage and Homestead, Bill Saflarski, Mike, Lake Ontario Firewood, Clarence Dobson, Tim Poor, Brandon Hode, Ken, Carl Lewis, Timon the Buckeye, Chuck from Basso Family Firewood, Craig's Cold DeColes, Dennis Rexford, Wise Choice Firewood, outside in the 515, Robert Daigle's here, Brandon Hode, Brent Smith, and John Salmonson. Oh, and there's old guy Firewood. Dick, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, well, I don't want the rain any more than anybody else does. I can tell you that right now, because I've got a whole lot of cutting to do. And we've got to get the road poked in and the opening cleaned up for the new woodyard. They're going to start in about 2 weeks. Putting gravel in, so I've got 2 weeks to get everything cut and laid down. So we'll do whatever we got to do to get it cut and knocked down, but it's going to be a big sprint to the finish. Iffy Kid, Daniel Atkins, PA Trapper, how we doing? Robert Cunningham checking in from Texas. Boots in the Grass, got the girls with them again tonight. Well, good morning, or good evening, I should say, girls. I'm waiting for morning because I can finally do firewood for the first time in 4 days. That's the longest I've gone without firewood in quite a while. Usually when I leave, it's for a show or an event, and I still get to do firewood. I need to get back in the woodyard. We're busy. Oh, hardworking man doing some much needed yard cleanup and driveway maintenance in the rain. Yep. Yeah, I've got rain coming here too, Heath. Don't feel bad. 4 days worth of it, about another 1.5 inches, so that ought to help quite a bit. Jacqueline Dower, good evening. Chain of Lakes Firewood, camping season orders are crazy right now. Same thing here. So I've got a campground. I'll probably bring you guys along for a delivery at some point this week. I usually deliver in there, and the way that it works is the later in the afternoon you deliver, the more business and the more money you get. Because what happens is you drop firewood to this guy over here, and then this guy over on this lot says, "Hey, where'd you get the firewood?" I said, "Well, I got all kinds. Do you need some?" Yeah, I need some firewood. So you get him some firewood, and the later you keep delivering, the drunker everybody gets in the campground. Big score. I usually stop about 10 o'clock at night, usually, because they'll start throwing wallets at you and say, "Just help yourself." And I'm not digging through anybody's wallet. Been there, done that before, but the campgrounds are busy, so I definitely hear you there for sure. Yeah, I'm tired of rain too, Dick. It's no fun at all. Outside in 804, good evening. Michigan Man Firewood, since we last talked, scored an old hay elevator. Needs some work though. Bearings are shot. I'm excited for what it will do. I'll tell you, once you get a conveyor and it works well, you'll never understand why you were doing firewood without one before. I think that's my favorite piece of firewood equipment is my conveyor. It saves so much work. Oh, Wise Choice got one Gramp stick. There's another one in the mail. If it shows up, that's a gift. It still says it's stuck in Nashua, New Hampshire. And then the other shirt for Clarence Dobson is still stuck. Last I knew, they had sent it back to New Hampshire, and it was going to go back out for delivery. So I don't know how it's going to get delivered all the way to Clarence from New Hampshire, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, John. Craig's Cord to Coals did his challenge by himself in about 35 minutes. And I got to tell you, that's a pretty good time right there to work by yourself. I would be more than happy with a 35-minute cord. So kudos to him and congratulations. I did not get a chance to watch a lot of videos the last week or so. Absolutely such a pain in the butt running around town. Cell phone service wasn't great, even though you're right in town. The Wi-Fi at the hotel was not great. I felt so out of place. I am not meant to be in a city like that. I am so happy to be back here. It's really, really, really nice to be back home and where I need to be because I'm busy. I've got a lot to do before we leave next week because, again, next week we're headed to the Pennsylvania logging show. That's going to be a good show. We've got a new piece of machinery coming home from the Pennsylvania show. So that'll be pretty cool. That'll help. And we've got some other news coming up as far as our firewood yard goes and our operation. We are going to start doing firewood much, much different than we've done it before in the past. And we're going to copy some of our southern and midwestern firewood friends. So you guys can use that for your interpretation how you want. But once the new wood yard is made, things are going to be much, much different. And we're going to make some improvements to our green process as well. Well, I had a hay elevator that I used for wood branding, and I got to tell you right now, that was the most frustrating piece of machinery I've ever owned. Those crimped links are not made to throw wood. All it takes is one little piece getting jammed under there, and it's just a nightmare. Josh Leach says they love their new conveyor. Yeah, I saw the picture of that operation. You guys are cranking now. You are definitely putting your stamp on the island. They know where the firewood's coming from now. Michigan Man Firewood, you can't go wrong with an all-wood log splitter. You can't go wrong with any of the commercial log splitters, but I gotta tell you, I've been so spoiled by that muscle wood. When I run anything else, I don't know, it's not the same. I really, really, really enjoy my splitter. Even with it slowed down when we're splitting in the videos a lot of times, it's a 2.5 to a 3 second cycle running at like 1/3 throttle. So I'm not going to complain about that at all. That's just, it's awesome. Yeah, Heath and Rachel's little conveyor they got, that thing's an assault firewood conveyor. You feed that with firewood, man, you could knock out a whole firing squad with that thing pretty quick. That thing launches the wood. Birchford. So I have yet to talk to Bobby this week. I'm going to try to reach out to him tomorrow to see if he's going to have any of the Pennsylvania machines or any of the machines that are in that area ready for the show. I know he was waiting on some parts, and everything's just been a little bit busy since we got going. And then once everything starts rolling, they're going to get cranking out of the shop pretty quick. I know a bunch have left already because I've heard from guys that have gotten their machines that started ordering early in the winter. So the machines are headed out of the shop and they're coming. But holy smokes, it's been a long wait for some guys, because I know if you guys are like me, it's like Christmas. You're impatiently waiting, and I get it. But I'll tell you right now, it's worth the wait. These machines are something else. They're not like all the others. Like I said, the other machines are good, but I gotta say, I think the Allwoods are just a little bit better. Just a little bit. And for me, I need that little bit. I got behind on my chat a little here. Channel Lakes Firewood removed 10 trees today at 2 lake houses, climbed 2, used the lift for the others over the garage, brought home spruce and birch rounds. Well, anytime you can bring home firewood plus get paid to take the trees down, that's a good day right there. So, fantastic. Yeah, I had somebody come test the musclewood before we went to New York, and he said that they did not need anything like that whatsoever. They went with a much smaller and more tame version of the same machine. My all-wood box wedge ain't the fastest, but it never ceases to amaze me what can bust up. Yeah, so Tim Poor has a bloodwood, so he's got the diesel with all the push power behind it. You can feed that thing the nastiest of nasty wood and it just chews it. So really, really awesome to see those diesel machines grunt and go to work because nothing stops them. They're pretty impressive. Yep, guys are impulsive and impatient. We buy things because we see it, we want it now, and then we don't want to wait for it. I've got some stuff coming that I've been more than impatiently waiting for, and I hope to see what's going on pretty quick with it, but it's definitely going to have to be pretty awesome. Fire starters are flying out. I just saw an order for 3 master cases of fire starters go across the top of my screen on my phone while we're here. That's the other thing. Everybody else's firewood season for summer is ramping up and taking off, so fire starter sales have gone through the roof. I think I'm down to 2 or 3 cases of fire starters left right now of the big 300 master counts. I've got a bunch of smaller ones. And then, you know, we'll go from there and we'll see what we get. But man, we've got, it's just busy. So busy. Yeah, you got to be a beast to keep up with the musclewood for sure. We run it at about a 1/3 throttle and it'll still just wear you right out. Yeah, the new redwood, if you haven't been to the Allwood webpage for a little bit, go check out the pictures of the new redwood machine. When you talk a big, nasty splitter, that redwood is a monster. That's a hey, look at me splitter. That's a you may be compensating for something type of splitter, but man, oh man, isn't it cool? It would be so awesome just to have one. Daniel had a B2200 Mazda with a rotary. He said it would haul a ton of pellets and do it in a hurry. That sounds like a fun little truck. Rob had to buy his wife ice cream after his last purchase. And Shotlift Family Firewood says, better to ask forgiveness than permission. That's pretty true. My wife usually does not complain if I'm buying something. It's definitely pretty cool, though, to have the support of your significant other. So what we do with the trailer, Josh Leach asked what we do with our trailer. So as we load it, my conveyor, if you can back in from the side and then pull your trailer ahead as you're filling it, and then we just take a rake or a hoe and we even the load off. Or if you can back straight into the conveyor. If you can back straight in and then just drive straight out as you fill it, that works pretty good too. My wife funds half of my impulsive purchases, says Mike from Lake Ontario Firewood. Yeah, it's one of those deals. It's nice to have their support for sure. Larry, good evening, my friend. So I think tomorrow we're going after, what do I got? I got 5 cords tomorrow. And then we'll go from there. Heath, I got my firewood delivered today. Heath wants to know, when are you doing the full cord challenge? Rachel and I are waiting for the time to beat. I got my load of wood that I wanted for that full cord challenge delivered today, so we'll be ready. I'll get that. I'm sure Grandpa will be here in the morning. We'll get that worked up and get working on it. Then we'll be ready to go. Uh-oh. Molly got a new horse. Tim's getting a new toy. Oh boy. My wife hasn't gotten anything new lately. We're eliminating bills. So, exciting news. The house is finally on the market, and we had it posted for 6 hours before we had our first showing. And we got, I don't know, 2 other showings, I think, coming this week. Right now, the average on the market for our area is less than 9 days on the market before an offer or being put under contract. So we're impatiently waiting for that. We've started moving things. We've started packing things. Some of the animals have already gone to stay with my in-laws to get ready for that. We are in go mode, but like I said, I've got a 500-foot road and a 200 by 200-foot pad to cut out, and I'm actually going to cut it 250 by 300 because my intention is to lay my wood in off of the gravel pad or somewhere in that area. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll bring you guys along. I'll put you on a tripod. I don't know how fancy I'm going to be able to get with felling videos. When I tell you that the black flies and the mosquitoes over there are hungry right now, I stopped to pick up my dump trailer because my father-in-law had borrowed it. I didn't think there was going to be anything left of me by the time I got back in the truck. They are fierce, absolutely fierce. And no, Heath, I have a big excavator coming. We've got to do this a little bit quicker. I know 6 and 7 hours of stump's not bad if you only got 1 or 2 to go, but I got to go faster than that. Brianna Gorman, I am so excited to hear that you're back home. Congratulations on that. That'll be awesome. So glad to see that you made it back home. And Chucky, they all cry over it for a little while until they see what the money is that thing will produce. Once that thing starts producing and you get the money coming back from it, they don't care what it costs so much anymore. To a point. Maybe they do. So we, like I said, it's going to be busy. Absolutely busy. It's okay. Camping has blown up, taken off. My campgrounds are calling. We've got bagged firewood orders to go out. I'm going to show you how we're going to do the bagged firewood. I'm going to show you a bunch of other stuff and then go from there. So are you building where you showed us? Yes. So where I showed you guys, and I'll bring you back, I'll show you the house that we're going to take over. And the upstairs needs to be finished. It's complete blank canvas right now, which is perfect. We'll frame up a couple bedrooms, slam in a bathroom, put some floors down. Life's good. But the area that we're going to be cutting, when I tell you it's thick, you can walk 25 feet in, turn around, and look back, and you can't see where you came in. So it's definitely going to be a work in progress to get a road poked in there. And I'm sure if I tell Gramp what I'm doing, he'll be over there and I won't be able to lug stuff out of his way quick enough. He'll just be gone to the races. So maybe I'll put a time lapse up and we'll do like a morning time lapse, and I'll show you what Gramp cuts in a couple of hours if you just let him go in the forest. It's impressive, but it's also a lot of work. So let's see what we got. I missed some other stuff here. Oh, Kevin's here. K-Train, how's it going? Kevin will be here in the morning, so we'll put him to work. He's been itching to get back to work too. Kevin needs more money just like I need more money. We both got things that we need money for, so we got to get cranking on it. It's I got something new I've been working on. Hang on, let me show you guys. Supposedly one coming tomorrow, Heath. I'm not telling you which one yet, but supposedly one coming tomorrow. Yeah, my wrist is not good. I think I may have fractured my wrist. Everything else is healing up fairly decent, but my wrist is not well. But we don't have time for that right now, and most of you guys that are guys understand that, and you know I'm going to do what I got to do because I got to get my family at home and I got to make sure everything's done. So But look at these cute little things right here. Nice little teeny tiny fire starters. Working on these things. These are going to be for tabletop fire pits and outdoors. So we'll see how those go. I got some new molds made for those, and I've been playing with those a little bit while I've been making fire starters. Came home and I got another 300 poured and made. I got to get some more wax. I got to melt some more wax, and we'll do another batch before bed after I get off the live with you guys. It's grind time, guys. This is the time of year that, you know, if it wasn't for the live, it's still light out. I'd be outside working. Maybe some of our lives we will be outside working if I can coerce somebody to answer comments and stuff like that while we're going. So Boots in the Grass, I buy my wax from a seafood company in Massachusetts. I buy it in bulk from them. When I can't get it from them, a local craft store has it too. So it all depends, but I like buying it from the seafood place. It's a much, much better deal when I can get it. They don't always have it available. So Heath, it is always grind time. At least it is for me anyway. I haven't found that slow time yet, but we'll see. I saw Len in here, so good to see you too, Len. So Shotlift Family Firewood, when we get the new woodyard put in, I am going to build 2 kilns. And I'm going to call and pick your brain because I want to do it myself. I want to do it myself. And Josh Leach, he just confirmed what I've been telling you guys all along. He said, I was right about the 6-way wedge. Nice with the right wood, but quicker with the 4-way. It is. The 6-way wedge, you have to have perfect size firewood for it to really work right. The 4-way wedge is cleaner, and it just makes a much nicer split. So I really like my 4-way better. But it's one of those deals. If you've got the right size wood, the 6 or the 8-way, you can really, really crank out a whole lot more firewood with the right size wood. But more and more people are wanting smaller hand split size pieces, so it's one of those deals where it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Yes, can I slam everything through an 8-way or a 6-way? Sure. But am I going to have to resplit all the pieces? If the answer is yes, maybe you should stay with the 4-way. And Heath wants me to stay with the 4-way for the full cord challenge because he's scared. He knows my splitter's faster. And I had to pick specific species of wood so that I made sure that my splitter stayed faster too. So definitely gonna be fun with this. I want to make sure that we've got an advantage because I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose at all. Oh, Boots in the Grass did some dehumidifying on some firewood this weekend. I've been there and done that before too. It's not fun, but it works. Michigan is the best state in the union. You'd be hard pressed to change my mind. Well, I know one thing. It's not New York City. That's for sure. New York City was a fun experience, but it is definitely nowhere that I would want to live. That is just a whole different style of life and just go, 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 fast paced for, holy smokes, not a whole lot. No softwood, Heath. No softwood. I have a mix. It's 3 different species, but I wanted particular species for this challenge so that I made sure that my splitter was doing just what I had it to do, and that's beat you. Northeast Prospector, good evening. We are doing good. We're back from the concrete jungle, and we are getting ready to hit the firewood hard. We've got a house to pack and move. We've got a house to sell. We've got a house to finish building, and we've got a brand new woodyard to make all in the next 2 to 3 months. So if somebody's crazy, you're right, it's probably me, but I'm going to bring you guys along for it, and we're going to have fun either way. Win or lose, you guys are going to see the ship sink or swim. Ted Miller, good evening. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I don't know who wants New York City. It's definitely a an interesting place, that's for sure. Yeah, everybody loves the place that they're in, or they get used to the place that they're in. I talked to a guy, he's lived in New York his whole life, and he loves it. I don't. I'm all set with that. And Tim says that he's been to New York 3 times. Not for him. He was even sober one of those times. Well, I was sober this whole time too. And yeah, no. I did have good pizza one night, so that was a really good advantage of the trip, because we don't have pizza like that around here, but I don't think the pizza made up for it. Have a good night, Heath. Good to see you stop by. Be sure to watch for those videos so you know how bad you're going to lose by, because I don't think you'll win.
Tell them the difference between a trip and a vacation.
Oh, my wife just popped her head in. She's working. And she wants me to tell you guys the difference between a trip and a vacation. So a trip is not a vacation. A trip is somewhere where you go and you have a purpose and you get that purpose done and then you go home. That's what this was, supposedly, was a trip, not a vacation, because she had an itinerary planned out and everything all set and ready to go, and we just went. It was crazy busy. A vacation is where there is no plan, there's no set schedule, and you can do what you want at your leisure. So come to find out, since I've been married to my wife, we've never had a vacation. We've had planned trips, but never a vacation. So I told her that once summer is done, the house sells, all that good stuff, that we are going on a vacation somewhere. And it's going to be just that, a vacation. Oh, Miller's stumped some firewood's got a Gramp Stick video coming soon. Love to see those. Yeah, Rachel's putting Heath to work. He's not allowed to stay and play. He's got to get his chores done. That's good too. She needs to keep him in line. So I've got saws sharpened, ready to go. Anything with reservations is not a vacation. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I said, boots in the grass. A vacation would just be the two of us. It's not, it may be a vacation for the kids when everybody goes, but it's not, it's not a vacation for mom and dad, especially for dad. Because when the boys get tired and cranky and mom gets tired and cranky, dad has to make sure that everybody stays in line. So dad doesn't get much relaxing or anything like that. By the end of the trip, dad was ready to come home. I had had enough. They all found out I had enough this morning when we were getting ready to go, because we needed to get back and I was done fooling around. So pack your stuff up, let's go. Tim, I like the idea of a cruise. That was one of the best vacations that we've had, was a cruise. And we had the kids with us, so it wasn't as relaxing. But that was one of the more affordable and one of the more enjoyable vacations that I have gone on. I've been to the Caribbean, to like all-inclusive resorts a couple of times. I like the cruise. The cruise was nice. The cruise was nice. Yeah, it could be. Could be, Brandon. So that's going to be our reward if we can get all of our stuff accomplished by the end of summer, is we're going to take a vacation. An actual vacation. I have a couple of places picked out in mind with no real destination or need to do anything particular there. Just places that I would like to go. So we'll see how that goes. We've got the PA logging show next Friday and Saturday in Penn State University, so we'll be down there. After that is Boonville, and after Boonville is going to be Hope in September, and after Hope in September we have Bunyan in October. So definitely definitely got a busy rest of the schedule, and there's 2 or 3 other shows in there that we're toying with too. It all depends on finances and how everything's selling and what's moving and what's working. At the end of the day, these trips are not free, and we have to be able to pay for them and make sure that everything else is getting done too. So we'll see which ones we go to, but I know for sure we will be at Boonville, we'll be at Hope, and we'll be at the Bunyan Show. But there are some other shows as well, so we'll see. I don't know if the Moto Milk is worth the expense. If you look at all these saw builders that are tearing saws down that do quality work, the Echo Red Armor seems to run fairly clean. It's for what it is, it's a really good oil. And that's what we've run in all of our saws. Doesn't matter what brand it is at all. So we'll see what we can do. But we run the Red Armor. That's all we can do. And Iffy Kid, I would love to go to the West Coast and learn how to fell those great big giant trees. There would be such an adrenaline rush letting those giant things hit the ground and feeling the ground shake. That would be absolutely awesome. That would be so much fun. And I don't know if I could convince my wife to go on a vacation to Iowa, Rob. I don't know. Unless there's something really fun there for her to do, I don't know. I'm going to probably go with no. But we'll see. I've been debating on if I should go to Bunyan this year or wait a year since I don't have the funds to buy a machine. So here's the thing, Michigan man. When I went to Bunyan this time around, I did not have the funds for a new machine just yet. But what I did was I had a chance to walk around and look at all of the machines because everything's in one place at Bunyan. Not only that, but if you're looking to talk to or meet any of the people from YouTube, Bunyan show is probably the biggest show as far as all of the YouTube channels attending in one place. So it's you know, it's worth going to. But if funds are tight and you're trying to really build your business, I understand staying back and working. It's definitely a it's definitely a hard thing to do, to spend that money to just go out and look when you know that even if you see something, you're not really ready to pull the trigger yet. So I completely get it. And Brianna Gorman, Alaska is on my bucket list for sure. I would love to try my hand at gold mining, but if I find any gold, we will probably not be coming back home, because I've wanted to gold mine ever since I was a small kid, and if I could find gold in the ground and it was mine to keep, I'm not coming back. Oh, Rob. I don't know if that was supposed to be appealing to say that it's New York City with a cornfield or not, but I'm gonna I don't know. I don't know if I can convince. She liked the city to visit. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see, I guess. Gramp did come and cut some while I was gone. I had a load of tree service wood get dropped off, and I noticed he's got that all blocked up down back. So I think tomorrow I'll probably use the tractor early in the morning, and I'll move that wood up to the splitter and put it on the operator side. And do all of that stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, it's just one of those deals. We did stop by the 9/11 memorial and check that out on one of our sightseeing tours that we did with the boys. That was really cool. As busy and as noisy as that city is, to stand at that museum and just listen to how quiet everybody is right there when they're in that space. It's a real surreal feeling. The new tower that they built was the same height as the tower as it crumbled, and then they put a steeple on the top. That steeple made it 1,776 feet tall. The year that the country was put into its own independence, 1776. So that was something that I did not know until the trip, and I just thought that was damn cool. I like that. You know, that's kind of like saying, hey, you tried, but we built it back and we're not going anywhere. So I thought that was really awesome when I found that part out. I think that was my favorite part of the whole trip. Idaho has gold. No, maybe Idaho's all right for a vacation. We'll see. Yeah, that's the biggest reason I like going to the shows, Michigan, man, is hanging out with everybody. Because, yeah, we get to watch everybody's videos. We might do these lives and stuff, and you can chat back and forth. But I think that, boy, I'm still uncomfortable. I think that hanging out with everybody is probably my favorite part of all of the events. Even a lot of the machine builders are really, really cool people. So it's definitely really cool to see everybody get to hang out, have a few beers, chat, talk. It's good fun. Tim went to an Alaskan cruise. It was great. Juneau, Victoria, and Skagway. Ah, there you go. Yeah, I know Maine has gold. I've looked for gold in Maine. It's not much gold, but there is gold. Have a good night, Brian. Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. So yeah, I know Maine has a little bit of gold here and there, but it's not enough to make a living or to make any money to make it worthwhile looking for. It's just a hobby. It's something to pass some time and do things like that. So in Western Maine, we have a place called Coos Canyon. Northeast Prospector, he's in here, and they go prospecting for gems and gold all the time. He could tell you a lot more about other places that have gold in the state, but to my knowledge, I don't think there's anybody doing it and making a living finding gold. So unfortunately, Maine is not going to be one of those states where I can do that and be effective with it. So just sold another case of fire starters. So that's 4 cases of fire starters since we've gone live. Apparently we're going to get busy with those. That's a good thing, I guess. Yeah, Ken says every state has gold, mostly under the outhouse. I'll let you start looking first. I'll take your word for it. Yep, yeah, a lot of states need permits, Robert. You're absolutely correct. So I've only split mulberry one time when I went to North Carolina, and it's heavy as all get out and fairly stringy, but it split pretty good. It's just heavy, absolutely heavy. So I don't know how it burns. I didn't really get a whole lot of chance to ask questions. That's one of the things I like the most with traveling, is seeing the different trees that everybody has and the different wood that people are getting to use for firewood and things like that. It's pretty good, I guess, to see what's different, but there's definitely a lot of learning. I know we saw some giant sycamore trees when we went to the botanical gardens in New York. They had some giant pin oaks and stuff like that. Trees that we don't have. I've got red oak, and every once in a great while we'll get a white oak up here, but not very often. Most of it's eastern red oak. That's the only oak that we have. So Boots in the Grass wants to know, how do we advertise and sell pine? Camp Firewood. So I tell them that we have a softwood mix, and it's usually pine, cedar, spruce, fir, and hemlock. All my softwood pulp or all my softwood logs, whatever I have that I'm not going to saw onto the mill, I will use for camp firewood. I've got some pine down there right now that's sat for too long. It's full of bugs. The beetles have gotten to it and chewed on it. So I just turned it into camp wood. I delivered a cord of it on Saturday morning to the campground. And once that first person got it, a couple other people grabbed an armful of it, and they went over and tried it. Now they've all ordered cords, so I'm up to 5 cords to go to the campground. So I split it small, it dries quick, and it burns quick. So it's a win-win. Yeah, Daniel Atkins got a bunch of hemlock and spruce out his way. And that they burn a lot of it for firewood. Here we've got hardwoods, so we don't burn as much softwood. My dad's father, my papa, who's passed away now, he burnt everything. If you cut it, he'd burn it. Didn't matter if it was alder, softwood, hardwood, whatever. Did not matter one bit. Definitely an opportunist. Anything that anybody would throw away that they said, oh, that's not firewood, I'll take it. And he'd fill his woodshed, and that's what he burnt. He didn't care what it was, and he just went with it. So that worked out pretty good for him, and he never had chimney fires or anything like that. He said, make sure it's dry and burn it hot, and that's what he did. So Tim Poor says mulberry is great for cooking wood. I don't know. I don't have mulberry. Split a few pieces of it when I was in North Carolina, and that was it. Yep, Michigan Man Firewood, best wood's dry wood. It all burns. It does. It all burns. And that's just it. Everybody likes something different. Hemlock, interesting fact, actually has more BTU values in it than soft maple does. So hemlock is better firewood than maple. Soft maple anyway. So when you look at stuff like that, there'll be people that will turn their nose up to hemlock and, oh, that's softwood. I'm not burning that in my wood stove. 2 or 3 winters, all I burnt was hemlock. So it works well. I have no hickory, Mike. None. And I'm sad about that because I really liked splitting hickory. They said that was some of the harder splitting wood that we had when we were in North Carolina, and the hickory wasn't too bad. And I think, yep, there was some mulberry on the musclewood at Hoosier, and I had some hickory on the musclewood at Hoosier too. I like splitting the different woods. I know how certain woods are going to react up here with my splitter, with what we have for species that come through. So anytime I can have something different, I enjoy that. It's just a change of pace. Just like out there the other day, I was splitting pine for campfire wood. It splits so easy, and it's nice and smooth, and it was just fun. It was a different smell. The pine and the cedar smells so good when you're splitting it. I like that smell for sure, and I don't know. I like something different every now and then. I think most of us that do this firewood stuff, or that are a wood hound in any capacity, we've got some ADHD just a little bit. I probably got a lot of it. So having something different to do every now and then really helps, and it makes it so much nicer. Yep, somebody's bringing me some hedge to Bunyan. And somebody else was going to bring me something else too. I can't remember what it was. Hedge and Osage orange, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. But they're going to bring it to me just because I don't have any. Well, I can tell you right now, Robert Cunningham, if Grandpa's bucking up softwood for campwood, I can't keep up. Absolutely no way. Okay, so that makes sense. So, so if you split something that smelled similar to peppermint, it's a birch. It's either yellow birch or black birch. They have a little bit of a minty smell. It'll be a birch that smells like peppermint when you split it. We get that quite a bit up here in our wood too. So that's a cool smell in the winter when it's cold. It's just an interesting smell. So I do like that. I get that from time to time. Elm, I absolutely hate the smell of elm and our poplar up here. Our poplar smells like cat pee, and our elm smells like a cow barn. It's just nasty stuff. I don't like either of them. Poplar's fine for camp wood, shoulder season wood to burn in your wood stove. It leaves 0 coals. It burns to a gray, fine, powdery ash. And elm is just, I don't know, it's mediocre firewood, but it's nothing to get excited about. Yeah, elm is just stringy, nasty. It's just no fun whatsoever. My wife says smells like cat pee. So, hey, I'm offended by that. Well, I like the smell of a cow barn to an extent, but that wood smells like a cow barn that is unkept. So it's definitely not one of my favorites. So Rob says his walnut and elm smells fishy, and ash and oak smell the best there. No, I got no sycamore where I am, and yeah, that would be a tough wood to try and split by hand for sure. So would elm. Yellow birch up here is another real rough one to try to split by hand. Some yellow birch is straight as an arrow. You hit it and it just splits just like ash, pops right open. And then other stuffs, it's like trying to split a piece of elm. Almost impossible. So we've got to work on our splitting, but again, my wrist is just it's not ready yet. So I gotta.
He thinks he broke it.
Yeah, my wife says he thinks he broke it. She's up there. She's listening. Don't let her fool you. She doesn't have selective hearing that good. Have a good night, Brianna. Good to see you back home finally. Hopefully you stay home for a while. So I'm going to rest my wrist as best I can for a little bit to see if it gets better. My wife rolled her eyes when she walked by. But I gotta try to get better with it. I don't have time for it to be broken or in a cast or anything like that. I can move it, I can use it. There's just certain movements and use that remind me that I shouldn't do that. So we stay away from it. So we'll work on it. We'll try to baby it as best we can. But I've got a lot of wood and trees to cut for quite a while. Until we can start getting gravel in and things like that. So I'm too busy. So after that, maybe when I go on vacation, I'll just put my arm up and not use it for a week or two, and we'll call it good. But for the next 3+ months, it's probably going to be ibuprofen and Tylenol, and we'll make it work. But it's one of those deals. I think I got some of that stuff. Not sure what it is that she had, but I've got some stuff. So, Daniel's put my email up. So if anybody needs anything, if you need equipment quotes, splitters, firewood processors, tumblers, kindling machines, log winches, forwarding trailers, any of that stuff, shoot me an email. Let me know. We can get you a quote. Some of our manufacturers have everything in stock, but some of them it's a wait right now. It's just that's the way the market is. Yeah, I got a feeling that's probably right, Ken. But right now, I got 2 kids and a wife and house full of animals that need a roof over their heads. So we got to do whatever we got to do. Ron, I see you there, buddy. Glad to see you poke by. Hope to see you back on Sunday and hope you're feeling better. Keeping you and your wife in my prayers for sure. It's definitely no fun dealing with what you're dealing with and doing what you got to do. So Iffy Kid says he's hobbling on a fractured fibula, still working and riding dirt bikes. So yeah, I hear you. Have a good night, Chucky. Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. It's one of those deals. I know what my limitations are, and I'm not going to push myself to the point of hurting myself on purpose. But it does slow me down a little bit. I know I'm going slower now than I should be or than I was before. So I'm paying attention to it. I understand and I know. And if it doesn't get better, I will probably have to go and at least get it checked out so I know what I'm dealing with. But if they put it in a cast, I hope it's one that the fingers are exposed, because I'm still going to have to be doing something. We've got too much to do right now to be down. So we are going to, the live, if you guys missed it, on Sunday, my wife Amber volunteered to learn to run chainsaw. And I don't have my box in here, or do I? I don't. I had a company reach out to me, and they wanted to send some chainsaw chaps and a forestry helmet. And I told her, I said, perfect. They wanted a video, and everybody else wants a video of you learning to run saw now. So it's it's going to be her chaps and forestry helmet. And we've got the little Husky 435. I thought it was a 440. It's a 435 that she's going to learn on and that we'll use to teach her with. And we're going to get her out there and we're going to have her saw some wood. And we'll see what happens. I'm not going to get crazy with making her measure her pieces or anything right now. I'll probably have them pre-marked and she can just cut where the marks are. For the most part, it's going to be getting comfortable and getting used to the chainsaw. This is something completely different for her, guys. She does not run power equipment of any time whatsoever. So to have her offer and volunteer to run chainsaw, that's pretty cool. So we'll see. Right now, the wrist affects everything, Brandon. It's just one of those deals, but for a contest, I can put that wrist pain aside. There's a difference between being hurt and being injured. I'm hurt right now. I'm not injured. Injured means that you can't do it. I can still do it, so I'm hurt. There's a difference. It's just, it takes a while for things to fully heal. I have a torn bicep on this arm. You can't see it in a picture, but when I flex that hollow right there, that's my bicep pulling back up to the top. So it's definitely one of those deals. Yeah, Clarence, I told her we're not gonna, so if you guys are expecting to see the wife in yoga pants or a tank top or any of that stuff in the videos, you're disappointed. That's not the way we do things on this channel. So she will have all of her clothes on and she'll work just like I work. Maybe not as fast, but she will work. But she's a good sport. She wants to learn, and she offered to. So we'll do all that stuff. Al, how we doing? Good to see you popping by, buddy. Yeah, I know, Tim. I know. She watches all these crime movies too. The true crime movies and all that stuff. I think she's just looking for a way to accidentally cash in that life insurance policy. So maybe if it's on camera, at least I've got a chance to still have some sort of vengeance if that happens. But no, I think she legitimately wants to learn. I wish I had like a battery-powered chainsaw, a decent battery-powered chainsaw for her to learn on first. But the little 435 will be fine. I'll even teach her how to drop start it the unsafe way and everything so that we can do what we got to do. Mosquitoes, I must have a hole in a screen or something. I got the screen open because it was 88 degrees up here in Maine today, which is hot for us up here. So I got the windows open. No ACs yet. It's not even June. Not happening. Yeah. So congratulations are in order for Shotlift Family Firewood. They hit over 1,000 subscribers finally. So congratulations to that. They well deserved. Brian and his family do an excellent job, and Brian's a great guy. So Brian did a good job with that, and I think he did leave. So, oh, Robert has a DeWalt chainsaw. I think we'll let her try the gas one. I think we'll go gas powered, and we'll see how she does. We'll let her try a little Husky 435, and then if she's feeling up to it, we'll move her up to some bigger saws. We can go up from there and see how big she wants to go. But we'll plunk it and we'll see what happens. Yadkin Valley, you're not late, buddy. If we're here and you're here, you're on time. That's all there is to it. This isn't a timed event. No way, shape, or form. So you're all good. But yeah, so she's got new chaps and a new forestry helmet that will be just for her. I don't know if I have any good gloves for her or not. I honestly myself don't like gloves with a chainsaw. I like my hands. I feel better and I can grip better and grab better without gloves on. I've never liked gloves ever. It's just, I don't know. I like just my bare hands, even with firewood. Everybody's like, oh, you're gonna get splinters. I get calluses on my hands. The splinters don't bother it. I don't know. I like using my hands. And yeah, Speedy, it was 55 in New York when we left, and yeah, it just kept climbing in temperature the whole way home. Had 88 when we pulled in the driveway this afternoon at about 3:30 this afternoon. So it was warm. I went and moved everything around in the wood yard for tomorrow morning. Got all that situated. We got some new deliveries while I was gone. Gramps been here since I was gone. And we have a new ornament on the front lawn. You guys will see all that in the upcoming videos. And we'll do what we got to do. It's going to be busy. But I want to thank all you guys. I know we had a little lapse in our videos. But family comes first. And at the end of the day, we'll take time from here on out, and we'll have periods where there won't be a whole lot of videos. I'll try to get some videos ahead, but I operate this on more of a day-to-day operation than a planned ahead event. I know some of these professionals like Chris in the woodyard, he's got weeks worth of videos out ahead. I don't know. That's not me, I guess. I tried it and I did it for a little while, and I was 3 or 4 or 5 days ahead. And then when I was putting videos together, I was kind of lost with where I was. And I like to show you guys as we go. It's one of the things that I like to do it as we go. That way we've got more to see and work with, I guess. We can kind of do it in real time, and I don't have to think back about which videos I was putting out and when and why. It's better if I do it as I go, at least for me. So that's what we're going to do. So don't expect a whole lot of videos ahead. I do have a couple videos put ahead. I think 3 videos ahead on the chainsaws. Have a good night, Boots in the Grass. Appreciate you, my friend. So I started tearing down those Shindawa saws, and you guys are going to see. They're bulletproof. If you knew how hard these saws have been run and to look as good as they looked when we tore them down and actually tore them apart from as dirty as they were when I started, they're impressive. Really, really impressive saws. So that's going to be a fun little project to go through those. I haven't finished putting them together yet. I've got them all tore down right now, and I've got parts on order. So we'll have that saw maintenance video and stuff coming up, and then we'll do what we got to do. If it takes off, great. If not, it's just so you all can see what the most famous, not YouTuber, is getting into. There you go, Steve. Stephen Irwin, what's your channel? I could be number 12. See, look at that. Steve Irwin, you put your channel description up there, and we can get you a few. Yeah, I will try to be at the Bear Paw next year. I was really hoping I could get out there and do that, but I had the family trip, and family was more important for sure. So we did that. But next year I would really like to get out there for that event. And Richard has asked to come to some of these events and help out, whether it be filming or working or whatever. So a couple of these events, Big Rich will probably take some footage and some time to come out and work with us. So that'll be kind of cool. It's nice to see him want to get involved without pushing him. I don't push him to do it. But he likes the equipment, he likes the tractors, he likes the splitters, he likes that stuff. So if he can be involved and be one of the guys, he wants to help out, and he does a good job. For only being 9 years old, the kid is a brute, an absolute brute. So definitely cool. So Lake Ontario Firewood, Mike Carter, put his first video out, and he did a very good job with it. If you haven't been over to check out Lake Ontario Firewood, go on over and check him out. We'll poke the subscribers to him and force them to make us some more videos. That's the way it goes. If the people are subscribing, they want more. So you got to keep making more videos. My subscriber count has gone down quite a bit the last few days because I didn't post any videos while we were gone. I did a bunch of shorts here and there, and I've got some more shorts to put up still. I'm trying to build my Facebook digital creator content profile some. And that's working really well so far. TikTok is like the Wild West. TikTok, you gotta have you gotta have really thick skin for TikTok. That's for sure. They are like the Wild West of the online video platforms. And YouTube is probably the mildest of all of them. So it's definitely interesting. So Glowing 50, I've noticed that too. My regular video content has dropped quite a bit. So I tried some shorts to see if that would help. I've never had any shorts. Excuse me. I've never had any shorts really take off and blow up. Nor do I really want them to. The short video is just, it's one of those deals where it's not, I don't know, it's just not as much fun. I don't like making the shorts. So Josh Leach asked how the blade was doing. Let me spin you guys around here. So we've got almost one full blade. I've got 9 more stickers. And I don't think they're all going to fit there. So once we get those 9 more stickers up there, whoa, we just lost the power, guys. I think, or something. Hang on, guys. I gotta find out why our lights went out. I'm still here, and I know you guys are still here. Lost power or something. I'm back. I'm trying to figure out where my power went. Huh. I don't know. My power has disappeared in that room. Just that room. So we'll come out here and we'll finish out here, I guess. Not sure what that was about. Wife's tucking Junior in. We'll come sit in my recliner and we'll finish the the rest of the live. I didn't see a trip breaker, so I'm gonna have to go look and see if it tripped a GFI or something because I lost all power out in that room. Did you trip a breaker or something somewhere?
No.
Huh.
Fighting with your son.
Oh, fighting with the boy. That's not good. No, the wax warmer is not still on. And yeah, that's why it's live TV for sure, Steve Irwin. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. But we're in overtime anyway, so unless anybody has anything else, I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to go see if I can figure out why I don't have power in my office out there. And we'll figure it all this. Yeah, it could be Willey on the road. We could do that for sure. Last 2 days of school. We've still got, I think, 2 weeks worth of school up here. Richard's trying to weasel his way into going to the trip to Pennsylvania. So I'm trying to talk my wife into going too because it's hard for me to work the show and have Richard there because Richard is a social butterfly and he likes to roam around, and I can't really have him roaming around at the show. I got to be able to keep an eye on him. So if they're going to do that, then I need the wife to go to be able to help with that, but we'll see. And then we'll go from there. But we'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned for the videos, and I'm going to go see if I can figure out why the lights went out, and I'll keep you guys posted and let you know. So we'll see you guys on the next one.